In life, in business, in education, success comes down to one thing: making somebody's life better. Isn't it amazing what people can and will do when they know that somebody believes in them? It's like magic.
My name is Davlin. I'm from San Antonio, Texas, and in 1990 I actually set a Guinness World Record spinning 12 basketballs on my body at the same time. I've used my talents and abilities to entertain, to travel across the nation for the past 25 years, to speak and to inspire people to greatness, to excellence. I realized I had something to say when I noticed that people were really drawn to what I did. And then they would ask me questions along the lines of, how did you get to do this? What kind of decisions did you have to make in order to live the life that you live? And so I began to really think about it. I began to read books, began to study about it, and really became inspired myself. People can learn in many different ways. They can learn from videos, they can learn from books. But the greatest learning is when we have a connection with someone, when our emotions are moved. And a lot of times you can't get that from a video or a book, but you can get that from that human connection. Somebody standing in front of you that's sharing from their heart to your heart makes all the difference in the world.
You and I can make the biggest difference by working together, finding like-minded people. The people put their differences aside and are willing to work together to get the job done.
I think there's two things you need to look for when you hire a speaker. Number one is, do they have the content you're looking for? Do they speak on the subjects you're looking for, and are they knowledgeable of that? And the second thing is, can they relate to the audience? The connection with the audience to me is everything. If you don't establish that, you're basically just saying words. There's always a wall between you and the audience. They create that sometimes, not knowing who you are, what exactly you're going to do. And the best way to drop that wall is to come out and do something very funny. And when people laugh, you can just see the tension drop, you can see the wall come down, then you have that connection with them where they feel what you feel and they realize that you are speaking to them to make their life better. And when I speak to individuals, it's about making an individual difference for them and for their families, but also to companies, about saying, hey, we can take our products, we can take our services, and we can affect the world with this. A lot of the speeches I give are based on my experience as an athlete and also a basketball player. But one of my favorite ones is called the Game-Winning 3. That's based on the person you become, the memories you create, and the difference you make. And I really believe at the end of our lifetime, when we look back and we're 90 years old on our front porch looking back at our life, the money's not going to matter then, the house isn't going to matter then, the cars aren't going to matter. All that's going to matter are those three things: who we've become as a person, the difference we've made in the lives of other people, and the memories we created along the way. I think if we're not careful, it's easy to get caught up in what life does to us, the day-to-day things. And sometimes we forget that at one point of our life we had a passion, we had a dream, and we can lose that sometimes as adults. And when somebody comes in to remind us of that, sometimes they can ignite that thing in that person that says, wow, I remember this time and I want to relive that time. I want to go back to when I had that passion, when I had that dream, and I want to start today and making that a reality.
I love the fact he talked about that passion, motivates people more than the knowledge that you have. And that's true about any aspect of life, in any walk you're in. What's in you? What do you love to do? What makes your heart sing? That's your destiny.
Everything he said, he didn't have to shout, he didn't have to do any of those. He has a great positive attitude. It's not about him anymore, it's about the audience.
When my life changed as a performer, as an educator, as a communicator, was when I learned to make it about the audience.
Usually it's just mainly somebody who just gets up and speaks. This one was a little more exciting.
He's easy to relate to, and he kept our attention the whole time as far as just having audience involvement, and it was nice to kind of laugh but still have the motivational and inspirational part tied into it.
Everybody's here to do something incredible, and I think it's so important for them to understand what they were created to do and what they were created to be. I don't want to be at the end of my life when I look back and go, wow, I could have done more, I could have been more. And so when I give a speech, I give everything I have. If I can make them laugh and have fun and I've entertained them, that's all I've done, I've been unsuccessful. But if I can do that and deliver a message that changes their lives in a positive way, where they go back and they're better people, they're better employees, they're better educators, then my job was successful. I did a good job.
Folks, you have been blessed with an opportunity to affect somebody else's life, to make a difference for somebody else. Will you do it?